So this time around, let's do it prim and proper. My good sir, it's Update Mondays! Seriously, that's probably the best prim and proper way we can do it. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here, and it has been 12 weeks or 3 months of kicking rheumatoid arthritis' ass. Seriously though, if every week was around, we just went a 12-round bout with rheumatoid arthritis. I ain't gonna lie, he had us in the first half, but the second half, woo! Fortunately, Update Mondays isn't just about rheumatoid arthritis, or it'd be a really quick Update Monday. There's actually something that I want to reveal to you guys. For the past 2 weeks, I don't really know how to say it. Guess I just can say it. I've been depressed. I want to make it very clear that no matter how much money you have, how much successful you feel you are in life, depression hits you no matter what. And it's actually a very natural and okay thing. In order for us to feel the highs of the highs, we gotta feel the lows of the lows. That's just a part of life. Between all of the scares with Sabrina's surgeries and of course the channel not going at the trajectory that I wanted to, that pretty much put me in a bit of a rut. But to be honest with you guys, that's one of the better things about life. Going through those ruts and learning from them and becoming a stronger person is what makes you you. We don't fold under pressure, we just turn into diamonds, guys. Speaking of diamonds, there are a few diamonds in the rough in this competitive format currently. With the Dawn of Majesty set dropping, there are a few strategies that get a huge boost. These decks can become top contending meta decks. There are also some decks that people are just completely sleeping on. These decks have actually proven themselves to be very valuable, and you just Shaq slept on them. So in this video, not only will I be revealing those decks to you, I'll also be giving you some information on what makes them tick. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more content like this, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also sneaky you. Don't think you can destroy that subscribe button without showing some love to that notification bell if you wanna be too strong. Also, if there are some other strategies that you think are just this close from being stupid competitive, I want you to post down below in the comment section. Without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these decks that can be the next top meta. Now, to cut the theatrics and to talk about one of the best strategies in Dawn of Majesties, Despia actually makes a debut, and it's not a comedy. It's actually a tragedy for a lot of opposing decks because they're Despians, get it? Now, the Despia strategy are corrupted versions of the Dogmatica strategy lore-wise, who are all either light fiend or dark fairy monsters whose primary method of summoning is fusion summoning. This strategy actually has some pretty powerful fusion monsters like Despia Queritus, which effect may seem underwhelming at first, but changing the attack of all of your opponent's monsters to 0 can be huge, and then it even replaces itself when it's removed from the field by an opponent's card. Its best card is Dramaturge of Despia, which allows itself to be special summoned if it's used for a fusion summon or banished for a fusion summon, and can also negate monsters on the field when a monster is special summoned from the extra deck. The thing that makes the Despia strategy amazing is that it's fairly malleable. You can play it inside of a Shut-All build and take advantage of being able to fusion summon on your opponent's turn with Shut-All Schism, or you can take advantage at their fairy monsters and play a Dark Lord engine inside of it. Regardless, you're probably going to be splashing some of those Dogmatica cards as they work extremely well with the strategy, and you're going to be taking advantage of some of those low-key underrated Despia effects. Despia is widely believed to be the best strategy in Dawn of Majesty, and while I'm not trying to stray you away from some of the other cool strategies that got a boost, Despia seems like a surefire way to be a next top competitive deck. Now, a deck that not a lot of people may be sure about, but got some critical support inside of the Dawn of Majesty set, is Live Twins. Now, fortunately for you guys, I just so happen to have a Live Twin duel in the YCS Summer Cup. You can go ahead and check that out. But basically what the Live Twin strategy is based on is being able to link summon into Evil Twin, Kisakil, and Leela, which allow you to special summon themselves to the side of the field, which can give you some pretty cool effects. One of them is Destruction, the other one is Drawing. And the most amazing thing about this is that the new card in Dawn of Majesties in Live Twin Sunny Snitch allows you to make the deck a lot more consistent. Not only does this allow you to play up to 12 copies of your starters naturally, this card can also summon some of the natural extenders that the Live Twin strategy has in case you do get disrupted. Another cool thing about the Live Twin strategy is that it can be mixed in some other popular yet successful decks. In Unchained and Outlich, this deck actually has a ton of potential behind it. And while the strategy does lack a bit of a mid-game right now, it is getting more support inside of the Burst of Destiny that solves that problem. Be on the lookout for the deck that gets live, or you might just turn evil into it, because live is evil. Spell it backwards. Because it's being live is evil, and we're live right now. Moving forward, there is actually a strategy that's been having quite a bit of success, but isn't on a lot of players' radars. Ignister is an amazing Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I once said was budget. It's still budget, just not the budget that I thought it was. Now don't get at me with that bullshit from last video, as the Ignister cards will more than likely be reprinted inside of the Mega 10s of 2021, but basically what this Link Cyberse deck does is summon some really big monsters. Its boss monster in the Arrival Cyberse Ignister can be upwards to 6,000 attack and unaffected by your opponent's card effects. That's right guys, this card can be one of the strongest Yu-Gi-Oh monsters in the entirety of the game, and it's not much your opponent can do about it. The fact that this strategy can make that card under a 1-card combo is what makes this deck insane, but another thing that I like about this strategy is that the engine is relatively small, so not only can you play cards to counter your opponent from countering you, like Triple Tactic, Talon, and Call by the Grave, you can actually even play disruptor cards on your own like Hand Trapped or even Solemn Strike to further your strategy as well as hinder your opponents. Now Ignister is another strategy that can side burst into the format, and when things get heavy, well, it can access a talkative monster to win the game fairly quick. You like what I did there? I know you do. So in my last video, I talked about some cards that you should avoid. If you guys don't know about what particular cards you should and should not be buying, then I strongly suggest you check out that video, as well as check out a video I have later this week. But one of those cards that I just so happened to be talking about was Retort Fusion, and the main reason why I said don't buy this card is because it was $70 at the time. Once Retort Fusion gets to a more reasonable price, like a way more reasonable price, I actually just so happen to have found a strategy that this card works perfect in. I feel like Infernoble is already one of those decks that can break into the meta, and Retort Fusion actually helps this deck probably the best amongst others. Now the reason why I say that this card is better for the Infernobles than almost any other strategy is because it can summon monsters like Sea Monster of Theseus, which makes it so much easier to synchro summon in one of its most powerful monsters in Infernoble Knight Charles, and also serves as a tuner monster to make Kristan Haklefyrix a little easier. Retort Fusion can also summon fire warrior monsters like the Flame Swordsman when you need it. So there you have it guys, we finally made Flame Swordsman competitive. Imagine in a format where Flame Swordsman, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes Black Dragon all see play at a competitive tournament setting. Boy, that's some nostalgia right there. The Infernoble strategy is an amazing combo deck that can make some really scary boards. Now, if you're looking for a different combo-based deck that can turn up the heat, Infernobles just might be your guy. I mean, they spits that hot fire. Now, before we get into the last strategy, I want to thank every single one of you guys for watching all the way to the end, but I also want to encourage you to post down below in the comment section what are some strategies that you feel are going to be top tier. I know that I snubbed a few like Adamanticators and Unchained, so please post down below in the comment section what are those top tier decks and why. The last strategy I want to reveal to you guys is a piece of cake, because Madolches are coming through the way to something sweet or flowery. Insert pun here. Madolche is easily the sweetest competitive deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, just coming off of a fresh top from our remote duel YCS. I think what a lot of people just don't respect is non-targeting removal on resolution. These are probably some of the strongest effects in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh because you get to select cards on the field after the card resolves, meaning that your opponent has to respond beforehand. Cards like Madolche, Queen Tier, Masu not only allow you to select cards on the field non-targeting, it does it on resolution, so it's almost nothing your opponent can do about it. And then the deck can consistently one card OTK, only needing Madolche putting Sessor to get the ball rolling. The other cards in your hand can be filled with amazing cards like Lightning Storm. I hate Young Boy Striker. Well, that is all that we have for the next top tier Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Not only have some of these decks already made an impact into the meta, I feel that if you decided to give some of these decks a try, it may be a little bit harder than playing some of the more conventional decks right now, but it'll be so much more rewarding to beat your opponent with a deck that is secretly top tier. Now, if you guys want to see more amazing TheCaliEffect content, go ahead and check out these videos, as of course, I'll catch you on the next one.